So here we go, guys. Let's talk about all the changes from the last dev server that we had to the patch day. So I'm using the data mines made by Gszabi to actually find stuff that actually was changed between the last dev server. So if you've been following the channel, checking it out, all the changes, and you are updated or up to date, right, on the changes that they added during the last weeks of the dev server and everything, this video is for you, right? We're gonna talk about the major changes that we had since last week. There wasn't a lot, but there are some pretty interesting ones, okay? So we start off with some Russian helicopters over here, guys. Talking about, I mean, Mi-24s, Mi-28s, Mi-8s, K-50s, K-50s, right? 52s. All of these helicopters, they got some changes to their actual way of flying, including even the Mi-35s and Z9s, Z10s, Z11s, and Z19s. So in a general sense, they have multiple changes to their thrust, basically, right? So multiple of them got a buff in the amount of thrust they can do, which means that they're gonna have more power to weight to actually be able to lift and do maneuvers and get to speed and everything with that. But a lot of, especially of the Russian ones, also got an increase in the empty mass. So overall, we have kind of a buff and a nerf at the same time, increasing the thrust of these engines, but also increasing the empty weight, okay? So this is more focused on the Russian ones. The Chinese ones, for example, they just got the buff on the power, on the thrust, so they should be just better. But the Russian ones, basically all the helicopters that I told you guys about, Mi-24s, Mi-8s, K-50, 52, Mi-28s, etc., right? All of them got overall an increasing mass of the engine or the fuel or anything with that, but also an increase in thrust, okay? So all of these helicopters will feel a lot different than what they were before, okay? Then something very small but interesting. So the A7s, all of them lost the actual like model of the radar that they had internally, right? So it's kind of weird. They never fully added this radar properly, so they just just removed the model, right? Because it wasn't working. So yeah, nothing too crazy, but it is weird and interesting at the same time. Then we have a change to the CLDP pod, which is this pod on the normal AMX, also on the Tornado IDS 1995 for the Italians, and also the Mirage 2000D R1, right? So all of these got a change on this pod. The main one is that, of course, it has a little bit more zoom. So not actually a lot more zoom. So before it was times 49, the maximum amount of, of zoom that he had. Now is actually 98 times. So yeah, you can do a lot more zoom. Of course, with the first gen thermals, this will help a lot. Look at how much zoom this thing has. So yeah, remember, for the Mirage 2000D R, for the Italian IDS Tornado 1995, and for the Italian normal Italian AMX. So a lot more zoom on the camera. Also, they increased the weight to 230, so it will lose a little bit more performance, the aircraft that are using this, but at the same time you have more zoom. So yeah, still first gen thermals, but still. For the new squadron vehicle F-16 OCU for the Belgians, right, for the French Tech 3, they actually fixed the amount of basically like verticals and horizontal limits of its tracking system. Also, they fixed the laser designator. One thing that I have to say is that it's kind of weird that, yeah, no other weapons were added to this thing. So the only weapons that this thing had still has it, right? So the Magic 2s, AIM-9Ls, and the AS-30, right? So nothing else to talk about. This is an interesting vehicle, but it was was hoping for some non-guided stuff as well, at least, right? It's kind of weird that an F-16 cannot take like Mark 82 bombs and stuff. But yeah, you can only take laser-guided missiles or the Magics or AIM-9s, right? So it's kind of a weird aircraft, but at the same time, okay, doesn't matter too much. It's a squadron vehicle, but it is a cool one no matter what, because Magic 2s and an F-16 is always a weird thing, right? So the other thing is that apparently they added a MAWS, or a missile approach warning system, for the JF-17. I don't think he had one before, and now he does have one. So yeah, I don't know if it's working because it didn't tell me that the missile was coming, but yeah, you can see on the RWR there that it's clearly, it has the second, like, circle there, right? So, I don't know. But, yeah, JF17 with a mouse, that, I don't know if it works properly, but yeah. And after years of asking for this, guys, for the MiG-17s, they, and for the Limb 5 as well, and also for the AK-28, but especially for the MiG-17s, they finally added its RWR. Yes, the SPO2 is finally added for these. Let's see if they work. It should be kind of limited. I don't know if it's gonna work for, like, a head-on shot. Like, it probably is just for a rear. Yeah, there you go. It's working. Yes! I know it's a small thing, but I've been wanting this for a very long time. So, yeah, the MiG-17 finally has its SPO2 RWR. It only works on the rear quarter, or, like, yeah, rear quarter, I think it is, right? So, only from the back. And it is a very early RWR, of course. These are very early aircraft, but still. And it might not even help anything, but it is just cool to finally have a realistic thing for the MiG-17 like this, right? Because I've been asking for this. I've been wanting the SPO2 for the MiG-17s for so long, like since, like, I don't know, 2019, right? I don't remember when they added RWRs, but yeah. So it's something that finally they added for the MiG-17, which is great. So as you can see, it only works for the back over here, see? But it is working. So again, this was added for all MiG-17. So Limb 5P, the MiG-17 normal one, which is this one, the Chinese MiG-17, the MiG-17 AS, and the MiG-17 PF, okay? And also for the Yak-28. So very cool. Another thing is that the F-14s, the A, the Iranian A, and the B model now drop flares and chaff in a single drop file, right? So yeah, so as you can see, just a single one. One thing that they did that I didn't understand why exactly, so maybe it's just work in progress, for the Z10ME, that in the dev server we had the Fire Snake missile, right? We do not have that missile anymore. Like I said, I mean, it doesn't matter too much because we still have the CM502, right? So it's a much better missile than the Fire Snake, and you can take 16 of them. So it doesn't matter too much, but at the same time, it is kind of weird that they removed that missile from the Z10, right? It was a pretty interesting missile. It was the FS-70A, right? We just have the normal FS-70 now, which is non-guided, right? But it's just kind of weird. But yeah, they removed the snake missile that it's guided, okay? So weird, but yeah. They added NCTR for some vehicles. It's just basic NCTR, so just the type of vehicle, not the exact model. But for the J10A, for the JF17, and for the J11B, they all will have NCTR. Basic NCTR, like I said. So if you go here and actually check it out, the radar, it will say that it has only 9 types of targets on the NCTR. So it will identify if it's a normal jet or a prop or something like that, right? But it won't like say, oh, it's a specifically an F-15 or something like that, right? So it is interesting, but of course very limited as well. We do have some new skins that we talked about yesterday, or yeah, I think it was yesterday, right? So for example, here for the CF-188, we have this one, which is for the centennial of flight, apparently. So yeah, they say 1903, 2003, right? We have also for the 20 years of service camouflage for the CF-188 as well. Taking, yeah, there you go. Kind of it's based off of a Hornet, like bug, right? So it's pretty interesting with the Canadian stuff, and yeah, very, very cool. 82 to 2002, so 20 years anniversary, very cool camouflage. Yeah, this one we already saw. Oh, no, this is another 100 years of the Canadian flight. So yeah, very cool skin as well. Kind of gold together with the bluish kind of color, which is very, very cool. We have also, this one I already showed, but we have also some other ones, like for example, for the Hug Hornet, which is the more advanced one, which is the Worimi Hornet camouflage. So let's just take a look on that. Yeah, I already showed this, right? With the other video, but yeah, very cool. And basically this is it, guys. Nothing crazy to talk about, to be honest. Small changes, small fixes. Everything should be working now. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to see. And I will be doing videos covering the new vehicles now, probably, right? So how they feel on a flight, on a real battle, on real ground battles with the new AAs, testing the missiles, etc. Right? So I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and yeah, guys, bye. See ya.